Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's tutorial, it's going to be uncut for two reasons. One, not to make it feel superficial, and two, it makes it easier for me because I don't have to edit anything. But other than that, let's get straight into it. So the problem that most people were having, especially me, was they've tried everything. They tried looking through YouTube, articles, they tried updating their Windows, make sure your cord is fully plugged in, make sure it's not plugged into a dongle, make sure, blah, blah, blah. They're talking nonsense, okay? If that problem fixed for you, then whatever, right? They're talking hoopla. They're not talking the truth, okay? You need the truth. And that's where I come in, okay? Now, for my situation, as you can see, oh look, I already got my iPod in iTunes. And if I open my File Explorer, he's got his iPod in iTunes. But wait a minute, why is his drive letter the letter Z? That's where it comes in. Now on your iPod, it's gonna say, "Oh, do not disconnect." And now you're gonna be like, "Well, if my iPod says that it's connected to a computer, but my computer doesn't recognize it, that's where you're wrong." On versions of Windows, I feel like it's prevalent, especially on Windows 10 and 11. It doesn't give it a drive letter. Yeah, you heard me right. The only thing that is wrong with your iPod is Windows. Nothing is wrong with your iPod in this scenario. It is just Windows 10 and 11. It happens on other versions of Windows, but I'm telling you, it happens especially on Windows 10 and 11. They just don't give the iPod a partition. Well, I should say a drive letter. That's the wrong terminology. But this is how simple this problem is. And I've been trying to fix this problem for years now. And I finally fixed it. The first thing you gotta do, obviously, here's the thing. This is just a general like advice. When you change anything in your computer, not even just your registry, but like something small like iTunes, just update your Windows. Make sure it's fully up to date before you do anything. Mine is fully up to date, so we're good. Back on topic. In your Windows, type in disk. Now, if this icon here doesn't pop up, create and format hard disk partitions, just type it in until it does. Once you click on it, it'll look something like this. Wait for it to load. Sometimes it'll crash if you have a slower computer. I know for my case, when I had a really bad computer, it would crash a few times, but it's fine. Just keep reopening it. Now, once you're in here, this part right here is going to look different for everyone, but it's roughly going to be the same. Now, this iPod is fresh, brand new, because I just recently formatted it for my new playlists. Now, your case, if you have stuff on your iPod and you don't want to erase it, good news. It's not going to change anything on the iPod. You're just simply changing the letter that's on the end of it. So, for most people's cases, it's going to say something like, for my case, Nick's iPod, this amount of storage, healthy primary partition. I've seen certain situations where it's nothing but a black bar. It has no information. It just says unallocated, like 18.68 gigabytes, something like that. Whatever it is, right click on the bigger partition and click change drive letter and paths. Once you're on here, make sure that the drive is selected and you click change. Now, it's going to give you the option to assign the following drive letter. I will do I for iPod, but before we do anything else, make sure the letter you're changing it to is not something that's already a drive. 99.99999% of Windows computers make the local disk a C drive. Do not change it to C. For my case, I have a DVD drive that's assigned to the letter F. So for my case, I would not change it to the letter C or the letter F. I can do any other letter besides those two. So for my case, I'm going to do the letter I. I'll click OK. This pops up. Some programs that rely on drive letters might not run correctly. Do you want to continue? Click yes. It's going to take a second to load here. As you can see, iTunes was like, "Where's my iPod?" And then what would you look at that? My iPod pops up. Not only in iTunes, but now in my File Explorer. If this worked for you, drop a like. If you want to, you can subscribe. I don't really upload that often, but if you want to, I really appreciate it. All right, see you guys later.